Yeah, that's no, it's likely.
Thank you, brother. Good evening, Bhante and all Kalyana Mitra Suki Hontu. I'm Aliana and welcome to Ti-Ratana Vihara Aman Perdana Friday Sutta discussion class by Bhante Dr. Ganggodawila Chandima. This is the day 107 of the Sutta discussion class. Tonight is the fifth class of Dhajagga Sutta with topic Buddha's Great Qualities number 7 till 9. Dhajagga Sutta is the 10th sutta from the total of 10 sutta that have been chosen by Bhante Chandima for this sutta discussion. In previous classes, Bhante has discussed about Manggala Sutta, Ratana Sutta, Metta Sutta, Sigalawada Sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, Sawasawa Sutta, Patakama Sutta, Patama Samajivi Sutta, and Alawaka Sutta, which Bhante has elaborated those sutta in depth. For those who have missed our previous classes, please check on Ti-Ratana Vihara Aman Perdana Klang's Facebook page and YouTube channel. We have uploaded the previous 106 classes there. We are always welcoming newcomers, therefore whoever that wish to join the class via Zoom where we can engage directly with Bhante can contact us on Ti-Ratana Vihara Aman Perdana Klang's Facebook Messenger or can contact the Vihara directly through WhatsApp. Our speaker, Bhante Dr. Ganggodawila Chandima, is the associate editor of the Journal of International Buddhist Studies, or JIBS, which is published by the Buddhist Research Institute of Mahachulalongkorn Raja Vidyalaya University in Thailand. He was previously a research fellow at the Center for Studies in Religion and Society, or CSRS, at University of Victoria, Canada. Bhante Dr. Chandima was also a Theravada Buddhist chaplain at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada, from year 2012 to 2016. Bhante is currently the senior advisor to Patisota, a virtual Dharma organization that hosts a weekly online Pali reading class, Sutta discussion, Dharma talks, and a variety of other Dharma activities. His Dharma works can be accessed at www.patisota.blogspot.com, and you also can follow Bhante at Patisota's Facebook account. Without further ado, we welcome once again Bhante, and as always, thank you very much for the wonderful guidance and teaching. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Aliana, for the introduction. Good evening, Dhamma friends. Welcome back. Welcome back to Sutta discussion hosted by Ti-Ratana clan, Ti-Ratana Vihara Aman Perdana, 107. So before we get started, shall we pay respect to the Lord? Sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Brother Lim, can you give me the host? Okay, thank you. All right. So today, as we understand, we are going to learn about the rest of the great qualities of the Buddha. Now, how many qualities have we been discussing so far? We've been discussing six great qualities. 7? 6, up to 6. But today we are going to be discussing 7, 8, 9. Arahang, Samma Sambuddho, Vijacharana Sampanno, Sugato, Lokavidu, Anuttaro Purusa Dhammasara. So these are the great qualities which we have been discussing so far. And today we will be continuing from great quality number 7. What is number 7? So let's see from the Sutta, Dhajagga Sutta. Okay, so here, Ahanchako bhikkhave evam vadami sachitum akam bhikkhave aranyagatanam ukhamulagatanam va sunyagaragatana va upacche bhayan va chambitatam va domahanso va mameva tasmin samyam. Now up to this point, we understand what the Buddha was trying to say. Buddha said that it is good if you can reflect upon Buddha's great qualities, so that should you have any fear or repulsion or any terror, those bad emotions, negative emotions will go. So we are going to be discussing from Sattha Devamanusana. Number 7, Buddha is like this. Sattha Devamanusana. Number 7. Buddha is number 8. Sorry, 8. And then Bhagavan is number 9. I don't know, is 9 a good number in your culture? There are people who have some mythological understanding about numbers in different cultures. Number 9, it doesn't matter because this is what we understand. Actually, these 9 is not an exhaustive number of qualities. There are many other, but they are the most important ones. That's why we are learning these 9. Okay, the first here, the 7th quality, Sattha Deva Manusana. What does Sattha mean? Sattha?
Teacher. Bhante is teacher.
Teacher. Sattha means teacher.
Is it being, Bhante?
It's
Human
what?
beings.
Beings mean Manusana, humans. Deva here means devas, deities. Yeah, deities. Sattha means. Now there are different meanings of Sattha, as you can understand. Hopefully we can put up like this. Now you know this Sattha means beings. What is the meaning of this Sattha? In Pali, Sattha means adhering to, stick to, adhering to, or stuck to a certain Sattana. Bodhisattva, someone who is adhering to the, who is into the, who is kind of into the Bodhi practice. Now, Sattva here means beings who are stuck into the sensual pleasures. So we are Sattva. Aren't we? We are Sattva. Bodhisattva means someone who is stuck into the Bodhi practices. And then this Sattva,
Teacher.
yeah, this Sattva, this means Sattva, Satthu, Sattha, Satthu. This means
Teacher.
someone who can guide us. Can everybody guide us in this world?
No.
It's difficult for everybody to guide us. Even there are some people who want to guide others, but others don't follow him. Oh, isn't it?
Yes.
There are people who would like to guide others, but the people don't feel that he or she is a followable person. Right? So it's a talent, it's a skill, right? there's another meaning to this Pali Satta. What's the other meaning? Two meaning. Satta, one is the teacher, guide. The other meaning? Sattha. It's called Sattha, not Sattha. Sattha. Sattha means weapon. Weapon. Interesting word, weapon. Because Buddha says there are 5 jobs that lay people should consider not engaging if possible. One is Satta Vanijja, human trafficking. Right? Buddha says in the Pancha Vanijja Sutta in the Anuttara Nikaya. Let's go and see that sutta too. Very interesting. Sutta for the lay people. See. Okay. Pancha Vanijja Sutta. Find it out. I'll go to Buddha Vachana here too. A lay follower should not engage in 5 types of business jobs. Anguttara Nikaya 5.177. Business in weapons. I can see here. Sattha Vanijja. Interesting. Sattha. The second is business in human beings. Sattha Vanijja. There's no aspirant. Human trafficking. Mansa Vanijja means business in meat. Majja Vanijja, business in liquor business. Visa Vanijja, selling poison. Vikave Pancha Vanijja, Upasakena Akaraniya, a lay person, Upasakas. Those who have gone under the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, Upasaka. Or Upasika, those who have followed, gone refuge to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, they should not engage. The Buddha specifies here 5 traits which should not be carried on by his lay followers. Interesting. Now you understand another Pali, another meaning of Sattha, S-A-T-T-H-A, but not Sattha, huh? It's Sattha, not long A. Sattha means weapons. That means everything, ammunition, gunpowder, bombs, everything, explosives. I mean, as a Buddhist, there is an issue. So Sattha, but here's Satthu. Satthu. Satthu means Sattha. Sattha means teacher. Sattha Devanusana, teacher for those who are called as Deva and Manus. Let's understand how he became a teacher for the Deva and Manus. Now, normally there are leaders who are leaders or teachers or mentors only for the human beings. Can you think about some provisional understanding about this? There is a leader for a country. Who is he or she called? A prime minister or a president, right? And there is a provincial government. In each provincial government, there is a minister, chief minister. And there's a local government. There is a mayor for that, right? And there is certain leagues, NATO, Commonwealth, right? UN. There are leaders who can take over certain aspects of that. Is there a leader for the whole world? You don't accept. Far left, far right people have different thoughts about this imbalance of the power. Now here what Buddha says is that Buddha is the teacher for Deva and human beings in terms of spiritual guidance. How was his role as a teacher? How he guided his followers? Can we think about how he guided? Think about his life, Buddha's life. Let's go back to his life. He spent 45 years of time as the Buddha. He said that he became the Buddha when he was 35 years old and then 45 years. So how he taught his monks, nuns, upasakas, upasikas, and Deva, how he taught. What was his methodology in teaching? And some times ago I shared with you that he is always trying to teach people in the way how that student how that person can understand his message. And he always understands that different people learn at a different pace, PACE. Not everybody learns at the same pace. It's like, I think this is something very normal. If you are going to teach in a college, university, they are always advising you cannot teach only the genius people in the class, smart people, and you only go with the smart genius people, and you are leaving a lot of incompetent students behind. So you have to understand everybody learns. It's not about your knowledge, not about your teaching. It's about learning way, learning capacities of different people. So what was his primary way to teach his students? I mean, basically monks and nuns. He told his primary set of monks who were called as 5 ascetics. They became first 5 monks. And then he got 60 monks. He told them, try to expand the message. Do not stay in one place. Actually, a Buddhist monk should travel a lot, as much as possible, not just for joyrides. I mean, to spread the message, because it is difficult to spread the message. Now, you might learn on internet, but can we trust about the translations? Can we trust about everything that is on internet? So everybody then can depend on internet. Internet is a guide, certain guide, but we cannot trust 100%. That's why we need some advice, a teacher and advice. So when monks, nuns, they travel in their own way to different places, then the message can be comfortably delivered, conveniently delivered to other people. Right? Sometimes there are a lot of people who know the Dhamma, but the problem is the dissemination part, isn't it? They know Dhamma. There's no problem with the knowledge, but the problem is how to teach this to other people. Like a Pacheka Buddha, right? Pacheka Buddhas are Buddhas, but they cannot deliver the message very well. So he understood that. He said to the monks, you don't stay in one place, try to spread around, give the message. That is the number one thing that he asks his students to do. He always asks monks and nuns to consider the lay people's request. This is another very good quality, how he guided his students. What does it mean by considering the request of the people? You may have perhaps heard, until the Buddha became 55 years old, until after 20 years of his Buddhahood, he didn't want to lay down, impose any Vinaya rule. There were no Vinaya rules until he became 55. 20 years, 20 years. He didn't want to. Why? The monks and nuns, there were some issues. Now there are people who are fabricating a story. No, there was no need to impose Vinaya rules in the first 20 years because they were all arahants. Now we understand within the first 10 years of his Buddhahood, from 35 to 45, there was a big fight kicked in the Goshitarama. What was that? 2 groups of monks, they were fighting each other over the activity that should be done in the washroom, right? So we cannot say that there were no issues happen. But Buddha did not lay down. Buddha's main focus was Dhamma. Dhamma is the most important thing. If we are going to pick on everybody's small, minor issues, we cannot do anything there. Right? We are not able to practice the Dhamma. So up until 20 years, he did not want to lay down any Vinaya rule. So he understood Dhamma is the most important thing. Then there was a point when he became 55. He understood now there are a lot of unenlightened monks, unenlightened people have come in. Some monks have come in for the prestige, maybe for the gift that are given by the devotees to the monks, nuns. Some have already become seniors, so they have certain pride, conceit over the junior ones. So now they have risen certain conditions for Buddha to consider. Now I don't think I have to sort of implement certain house rules now. Otherwise, there may be issues, right? Now you understand. When you have, a minimum number of family members in the household, you don't have to do a lot of things. But what if your house is having a lot of people at a certain point? You have a lot of children, a lot of people are there. You will have to maybe say certain house rules, right? Your own house rules. They are not important when you go to another house. Maybe they have their own house rules. In the same way, Buddha had to think about considering those Vinaya rules. What are those Vinaya rules? Some Vinaya rules are not applicable to today. Some are very applicable to all the time. So we have to practice Vinaya according to how it was imposed and then what is the relevance of those Vinaya rules. Now, one thing is that Buddha said that monks should not eat snake meat. Right? Until that time, they were eating because they can't go and eat. There was a certain village where all the people are eating snake. There were a lot of snakes. So monks, they were eating in the village and they were spending the time in the village. But monks, they have to go to this village through the forest. What happened? After having dana, the snake meat, when they are on their way back to the temples, other snakes, snakes can feel who ate their colleagues. So they knew these guys ate our colleagues, so we have to attack them. So they started biting all these monks. It is a very simple thing. Even other animals can feel. Even animals, we know in our normal society, they can feel who are eating their colleagues because they can feel the smell of those animals in our stomach. So they were starting, snakes were starting to attack them. So Buddha understood. Monks were not going in the cars at that time. There were no flights. They were simply walking on the forest. There were no asphalted road, even paved road. Then the Buddha said, from today, nobody's going to eat snake meat. It's a mini rule. It was particularly imposed on that particular issue. Right? And then there were many other issues. Even the Vassa, Katina, they were all mini rules. Later on, they became festivals. Very big festivals, celebrations. Now, very big festivals now, those celebrations. What happened? Vassa, I already mentioned this one, not to disrespect any Sangha member or any Vihara. We'd like to have it in the way how it was. But what happened? We want to learn the history, right? When you want to learn the history, what happened was disciples of the Nigantas, they were not going out during the Vassa time, right? The rainy time. Then, even at that time, Buddha's disciples, monks and nuns, they were going to give Dhamma talks. Then people started blaming, right? What are you doing? You can't even stay inside the temple, right? You still aggressively, you are still like very aggressively approaching your devotees. You are trying to find new devotees. What are you doing? Just stay in the temple and focus on your own crowd. Like the Jains, Niganta's followers. Then Buddha overheard this. Buddha heard people are blaming his Sangha members. Why he did not see this before? Right? That means up until that time, monks were going everywhere during the Vassa time. There was no problem. And then the Buddha said, okay, you also stay in the temple. This was how the Vassa was started. But the problem is now, at that time, the people were blaming both Jains and the Buddhist monks and nuns. Why are you walking during the Vassa? Because you are stepping on the newly grown grass. Newly grown grass. It is not good to step on newly grown grass. You have to respect the flora and fauna, these, vegetation, and then, everything in your environment. But nowadays, nobody is actually walking like before, right? They are riding, they are taking at least a bus, maybe a van, maybe a car. So how are we going to look at that thing now today? Now, how are we going to assess the damage that is happening to the this thing, trees and all that? And then what happened after 3 months of Vassa? Now, Vassa was started, Vassa was implemented. Then those monks started coming back to see the Buddha, the first group of monks. Then on the way, they encountered a torrential rain. Then what happened? All their robes were wet because they had no additional robe. Then the Buddha said, okay, then he then approved a katina. So katina was not attached to Vassa before. It was added at a later point. Then the Buddha said, okay, then I approve another robe. Why even the Buddha did not approve another robe? Because when they have a lot of robes, it is very normal to have certain liking about the clothing. That's why the Buddha said you don't need to have other robe. But I only approve this katina robe. But when you are going to offer the katina robe, monks have to give the katina robe to a monk who has no robes, who is really having no robe actually. Then what happened? There were many monks who had no robe. Then find the elderly one, the most elderly one. Practical ways of approaching these things. So what we are trying to understand is the Buddha's very humanitarian, very compassionate way of looking at his followers, his students, and how we approach, how we listen to them. That is why even among the Sangha members, he was such a very great guide, teacher. Whenever there is a fight broke up, he never wanted to use his powers. He was simply talking to the both parties and trying to tell them what's going on. Very interesting, right? Now, what happened in the Goshtara? There were two groups. One group is only Dhamma group, other group is Vinaya group. I think we have these two groups in the present Vihar. Dhamma group and Vinaya group. There are certain devotees who are more about Vinaya. You can't do this, you can't sit like this. You have to be like this. You have to see that book. I learned this way, you can't do that. Don't come like this. Don't bring this dish. They are more onto the Vinaya side. Actually, it's not the Vinaya, it's their own Vinaya. It's not in the Vinaya. It's their own created, implemented Vinaya. And other group, they are Dhamma talk group. They are only listening to Dhamma talks, only Dhamma, nothing else. This is a problem. So we have to have a discipline and the Dhamma, both together, not that one group is going to take over. And Buddha said, because the issue came up, one group said, you need to leave some water in the washroom. Others said, you don't have to. You go and find the water, throw your own water. Right? So Buddha advised them, you don't have to argue over a very petty, very such a very small matter, it's not even worth to argue over this. Then what happened? They did not listen to him. Even the Sangha members did not listen to him. What about today? You might be sometimes surprised when you are trying to talk to someone. Then what happened? Okay, I understand. I cannot teach you anymore. I gotta leave the temple. He left the temple. And what happened? Devotees stopped giving dana at a certain point. And then they all went to the Paralayaman to see the Buddha. So Buddha was very humanitarian, compassionate. And when he taught Dhamma to different people, he understood what to talk, what could be the best way to teach. Maybe a short Dhamma talk, maybe a long Dhamma talk, whatever, even the contents. Okay, so this is about Sangha members. Even a lay people come to see the Buddha, the way how he approached lay people and how he talked to them, how he interacted with them. They were very humanitarian, compassionate, very fruitful to their Dhamma practice. What about Deva? How did he approach Deva? When the Devas are coming to see the Buddha, Buddha was always trying to teach them anicca, impermanence, change. It is said that when the Buddha was teaching impermanence or anicca, some devas started fainting. Some devas started becoming very dizzy. Why? They have never heard about changes in their divine happiness. They only understand that changes can happen when they come to see the Buddha. So there are many places where Buddha talked to devas. Remember the Sakkapanya Sutta, very interesting sutta, Digha Nikayas. In the Sakkapanya Sutta, we understand that how the Buddha, Digha Nikaya 21, how the Buddha approached Sakka. Sakka is telling one of his disciples, who is from the Chatu Maharajika, his name is Panchasika, a musician, a deva. He's asking Panchasika, hello, go to the Indasala cave, invite the Buddha in my name, right? What happened when the Panchasika went to see the Buddha? Panchasika, I think that's a very interesting sutta. Probably we can see this sutta just to understand how we approach the deva. Let's see, Sakkapanya Sutta. Digha Nikaya 21, Sakka's question. At one time, the Buddha was staying in the land of the Magadhans, where east of Dhajagga, there is a Brahmin village named Ambasan, north of which on Mount Vedya is interest hill cave, we call it Indasala. And then, now Buddha wanted to Sakka wanted to meet Buddha, so he's asking Panchasika. Then Sakka addressed Panchasika, dear Panchasika, the Buddha is staying in the land of the Magadhans and in the Sala. What if we were to go and see that blessed one? Yes, Lord, replied Panchasika, talking his heart. He had a very interesting instrument. Probably we can see that instrument too. Panchasikas. See that. This is that instrument. I think you can see this. Can you all see this photo? You can see, right?
Yes, Bhante, we can
Okay.
see. I can see.
All right. So this is the Panchasikas. It's kind of a what do you call instrument, stringed instrument. Originally belonged to Mara. Belupa Vanda Veena. It's kind of a veena. So now, what happened was that then taking his this particular veena up, then he went to the Sakka's place. Now he went to the Buddha's place. What happened? My dear Panchasika, it is hard for one like me to get near the Buddha while they are on retreat, practicing jhanas and meditation. But if you were to charm the Buddha first, then I could go to see him. Very interesting. Sakka is asking the Buddha, go and entertain the Buddha first. Then I will go see him. I cannot go directly because of the Buddha's power. Now Sakka is asking Panchasika to entertain. Yes, Lord, replied Panchasika, taking his veena made from the pale timber of wood apple. He went to Indasala. When he had drawn near, he stood on to one side, thinking, this is neither too far nor too near, and he will hear my. Okay, Panchasika now is doing an interesting, he's playing some songs. Standing to one side, Panchasika played his harp and sang these verses on the Buddha. Very interestingly, he first sang the verses by playing his instrument about the Buddha, then the Dhamma, then the Sangha, then the Samma Sangha, then the sensual love. Let's go see. Ekamantang Titoko Panchasiko Gandhabhadaya Putto Belupa Panda Pandupa Vinang Assamisi Imacha Gata Abhasi Buddhu Pasamhita about the Buddha, Dhammo Pasamhita about the Dhamma, Sanghu Pasamhita about the Sangha, Arahantu Pasamhita about Arahant, and Kamo Pasamhita about sensual love. Sensual love. What things did he know about sensual love? About his girlfriend, another Gandhabba. We call her as Surya Vachasa. Now see how he does that and his idea. See. Oh, but the Surya Vachasa, my sunshine, I paid homage to your father Timbaru, through whom was born a lady so fine to fill me with the joy I never knew. Now, this is about his girlfriend. Now it goes down. You can read later. Then Buddha is listening to his songs, all the songs how he sang. When Panchasika had spoken, the Buddha said to him, Panchasika, the sound of your strings blends well with the sound of your singing, so that neither overpowers the other. But when did you compose these verses on the Buddha teaching Sangha, Arahants, and sensual love? This is one time, sir, when you were first awakened, you were staying in Uruvela at the banyan tree on the bank of the Niranja River. And at that time, I was in love with the lady named Badda Surya Vajjasa, sunshine, darling sunshine, the daughter of King Timba. But the sister desired, this lady desired another man, Devaputta. It was one named Sikhandi. Matali, the charioteer's son, who she loved. Since I could not win this Surya Vachasa by any means, I took my harp to Timbaru's home where I played those words. What happened finally? Surya Vachasa fell in love with him too. So the Buddha is appreciating his songs and then how he played them. That means how he approached, how he interacted with the Deva was very interesting. It's not that he always wanted to talk about Anj. Sometimes he had to interact with Deva members in an interesting way. We will study more about that later in another context. But I just want to tell you how some Devas approach the Buddha. Not all the time to listen to Dhamma talk. Sometimes some Deva wanted to come and invite the Buddha because there is a following visit from the Sakka, the head god. All right. Any other examples, if you can remember, about how Deva members approach the Buddha and some conversations that happened between the Buddha and the Deva? If you could remember?
Yeah, Mangala
Mangala
Sutta.
Sutta.
Bhante, Mangala Sutta.
Mangala Sutta.
Mangala Sutta. What is happening in the Mangala Sutta? What happened? Sumita has an excuse. Sumita was not there at that time. Many of you were there. And you learned about Mangala Sutta a long time ago, 2 years, I think more than 2 years ago. And we talk about why Mangala Sutta was started. There was a time in this human world, people were questioning about what are the real auspicious, what are the blessings? What are the true blessings? Even today we have this question, isn't it? We do have this question. Is it the blessing that we are making in the temple from the monks? Is there another way to get the blessings? How do I get real blessings? How to find real blessings? Same question was asked by many people. And some said, these blessings come from by seeing the blessed people. Are we getting blessings from by seeing some blessed people? Have you ever thought that early in the morning you get to see someone, you feel like, oh, my day, you made my day. I feel today will be a nice day for me. But what if that you have someone like not a very pleasant feeling? You see, okay, I think today will be a mess. Do you have that kind of practice? I don't think you have it. In some cultures, they think the first person to meet, see, can make the day or cannot make the day. Can make the day, cannot make the day. So, Ditta Mangal, this is one way how people thought. Mangal is the people, things we see in the morning. Now we say in the Mangala Sutta, Samana Nancha Dasana, seeing the Sangha members is a blessing. But at that time, some people didn't like it. Remember the story of the hunter? There was a hunter, he was chasing his hounds, and then chasing animals and then killing other animals and making meat, bringing that meat to sell. One day he was going, he saw a Buddhist monk. Then he thought, I don't think my day will be made today. Something will happen to my business today. In the same way, he could not find, because it's not because of the monk, his attitude. Then he couldn't find. So on his way back, he saw the same monk. He thought, today I think I won't have dinner as well, because I see this monk again on the way. I have to do something. So he chased all his hounds, those wild dogs, towards the monk. So he managed to climb a tree. And then what happened? After he managed to climb, the monk managed to climb the tree, then dogs were barking at him. Now he's over there. So the hunter knew now dogs cannot approach him. So he had a spike. Then he tried to prick him with the spike. Then what happened? He fell down onto the body of the hunter. The silly dogs thought that the monk fell down. And then what happened? They attacked the hunter. So the thing is that what happened was that there was a feeling that when the person you see early in the morning, it can make a difference. But I don't think you have to be like this, because whoever you meet, because you can't change the circumstances. Right? You can't do that. So anyways, people thought there are blessings in the way you see people or the person you are seeing in the morning, maybe morning or whatever. But actually, we have that blessing sometimes when you see somebody in your life that you really like, you feel like you are so happy. Right? There's a blessing, but Ditta Mangala. Some others thought Mangala means things they hear. They hear. Sutta Mangala. Ditta Mangala is seeing, whatever the things they see. Sutta means whatever they hear. Right? Sutta Mangala. Right? Now we would not like to hear things that we don't like, right? Probably, what if that in today's world we are so much bombarded with information? You go see in the morning all the bad news coming out, killing, stealing, bombing. We are right into negative. We don't do anything, but how do we process all these things? Sense media. I think we are automatically into this negativity. Then you can do something for that. To detox your unnecessary information. Maybe you should not follow these unnecessary things. Only when you want to go follow them. Otherwise, you can't detox this unnecessary techie stuff. Right? Anyways, Sutta Mangala. Then there's another Mangala. Some people said, no, blessings don't come by seeing. Blessings don't also come by hearing. Blessings come by thinking about certain things. Then they were arguing. They were arguing on this. Sometimes they even went to fight. Then what happened? This went up to the Deva world. Then Deva also argue each other. Humans argue. Devas also argue. Then what happened after that? Sakka was looking at all that. Hey, don't argue. Oh, this thing. There is the Buddha. I will ask one Deva to go and ask from the Buddha what are the true Mangalas, blessings. Then only they stopped arguing. Then one Deva Buddha went to see the Buddha. They sent one Deva Buddha. How do we know that? Evang mesutang ekang samayam bhagava savatiyang viharjetamani anatapindikasara atako anyatara divata abhikkantaya ratya. By illuminating the whole night, abhikkantavanna, with surpassing majesty, kevala kappan jetavanang upasita, by illuminating the whole Jetavanarama monastery, Jetavanang upasita. And then he approached the Buddha and then stood, respected Buddha and then stood to one side and asked, Bahu Deva Manusacha Mangalani Achintu Bhante, lot of Deva and humans, they thought about what could be the blessings. Akankamana Suttanam Bhumi Mangalamuttama. We don't know what they are, please tell us. And the Buddha started saying, there are 38 Mangalas don't come by seeing, by hearing, by thinking. Mangalas have to be made. You have to create your own blessings. What a beautiful teaching is that. The first Mangala in our life is Asevana Chabalanang Panditanang. Being not being surrounded with the Bala, unwise people. And the second Mangala is being surrounded by Kalyanamitas, Sappurisas. And then Asevana Chabalanang, Panditana, Sevana, Puja. Every time try to respect the people who should be respected. Sometimes we are respecting the people who are not worthy for the respect. That is also a problem in our life. People say that after some, you know what, I trusted this person, but now I understand this is a narcissist. This is an energy vampire. Why? You respected the unworthy person because of your lack of wisdom. So the Buddha said 38. So how the Buddha approached and how the Deva approached the Buddha is very wonderful, very interesting. And this is how he made the connection to Deva. All right, there are more things to discuss. So then I'm going to stop about this thing at that point. Satta Deva Manusana means he is the teacher, perfect teacher for the Devas and the humans. And we can talk this over and over, but depending on the time, we have to sort of, reduce the amount, and we will discuss more things later. Any question about this before we jump on to the next quality? Sattha Deva Manusana. Okay.
Bhante, just now
yes.
you mentioned satta means being stuck in sensual pleasures. Does it
Satta, yeah, Satta.
does it include, that means it exclude the Brahma word?
Yeah, they are not adherent to the karmas. Brahmas are, you cannot become a Brahma without practicing jhanas, especially not the Brahmas in the 5 pure lands. Other Brahmas, they may have raga.
Okay.
Because only the Brahmas who are living in the Aviha, Sudasa, Sudasi, and those 5 pure lands, they have no raga. So they can't be a normal son. They are Brahmas. But other Brahmas who are living in the other world, that means so there are almost 11.
Yes.
11 Brahmas. So they have raga.
Raga.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have raga. So they are not exempt. They don't have any immunity from this.
Okay.
So anyways, yes. All right. So let's go to
Bhante.
the next quality. Okay. Buddho. Very interesting. Buddho. Buddho. Why it is not Buddha? Because it was given in a composition here. Like when it is composed in Pali in a statement together, it might take the nominative sense. Nominative, accusative cases. It is Pali grammar. I don't need to worry about it. So Buddha means Buddha. But when it is said Buddha means lot of Buddha. So Buddha here means one. Now the blessed one or Buddha is called as Buddha. Why is he called as Buddha? Okay, I think you may have different answers. So let's go and check a sutta for that. Dona Loka Sutta in the Anguttara Nikaya. This is a very interesting sutta about how to understand who the Buddha is. Okay, AN 4.36, Dona Sutta. Okay. On one occasion, the blessed one, the Buddha, was traveling along the highway between Ukkatta and Setavya. The Brahmin Dona was also traveling along the highway between Ukkatta and Setavya. The Brahmin Dona then saw the 1,000-spoke wheels of the blessed one's footprints with their rims and hubs complete in all respects and thought, it is astounding, amazing. These surely could not be the footprints of a human being. That means it is said that Buddha's footprint has has different things molded, not molded. They were bornly molded. Now we know normally there are 108 things. So when it is stepped onto a certain place, maybe on a muddy surface, people can say this is not a normal human being. There are a lot of different things in that footprint. So he understood. This particular donor, Brahmin donor, understood this is not a normal person. Then the blessed one, the Buddha, left the highway and sat down at the foot of a tree, folding his legs crosswise, straightening his body, and establishing mindfulness in Maha. That means wherever now Buddha is trying to rest, at that time there were no chairs, he is always making sure that his back is straight. That's very interesting. I think we have to learn these things from the Buddha. When we sit down, we are trying to keep our back straight, not trying to always look for a backrest. We are always looking for, hey, where is that place? I can't even reach over there. You know? So we are going to become spiritually lazy even at that point, looking for the backrest all the time, unless you have a problem with your back. So the Buddha is trying to keep his back upright. Being able to keep the back upright is an extraordinary quality of a human being. It is not just a quality of a yoga person, from a regular meditator. It is a quality of an extraordinary human being, right? Right. Tracking the Buddha's footprint, the Brahmin donor saw the blessed one, Buddha, sitting at the foot of the tree. Now see his outlook, graceful, very compassionate looking, inspiring, confident Saddha, with very peaceful faculties, sense faculties, with a peaceful mind. One who had attained to the highest taming and certainty, like a tame and guarded bull elephant with control faculties. Now, very interestingly, anybody who sees the Buddha, even before hearing, listening to him, they become very happy. Why is it? His way of taking care of himself, right? That means the Buddha's outlook, Buddha's appearance is always making people impressed to trust him, right? I think in order for you to trust someone, you have to feel good about him or her, right? Right? Isn't it? I mean, this could be a different thing. Let's say there is a patient who goes to see a doctor for diabetes, and then the patient is asking, doctor, do you trust about this medication? Don't worry, I also take this. Doctor also having the same issue, right? So doctor is trying to tell you, yeah, it works. It worked for me. Take it. I mean, we have to feel that doctor is someone who can really help. There are many people who are saying when they see some doctors, maybe they are regular family doctor, their sickness is already gone. Have you ever heard that? Even the doctor has not treated them. Yeah, I'm good. I feel good. Don't worry. So this is a very interesting vibe, because you trust about the doctor, not that give me maybe doctor, how is it going to be possible? And then doctor say, I can't explain. Go and Google all these. Maybe web, Mayo Clinic or Cleveland Clinic or maybe web medicine. Go Google it on internet. I mean, we need this impression about any person who is giving a service to us. So Buddha naturally has this happy appearance so that people feel very impressed about it, even before he is to give a Dhamma talk. That's why the people who didn't like the Buddha always blamed the Buddha for one reason. They always said Buddha has a avatta. Avatta means Maya. Anybody who goes to the Buddha never comes back with unhappiness. That means he has a certain illusion. He's making people illusion. Don't go see the Buddha. Everybody who goes there will never come back without being a follower of the Buddha. Avatta Maya. I think I had to write that for you. Avatta Maya. Avatta Maya. They were telling people, the anti-Buddhists, don't go see the Buddha. Never become, you will not come without becoming somebody. Anyways, so now Drona was very happy. He then approached the Buddha and said to him, this is very interesting. I'm trying to tell you, what did the Buddha, how did the Buddha introduce himself in the name of Buddha? Could you be a Deva? Or are you a Deva, sir? I am not a Deva Brahmin. Buddha said, I am not a Deva. Are you a Gandhabba, sir? I am not a Gandhabba. I'm not a Gandhabba. Are you a Yakka, sir? I am not a Yakka, Brahmin. Are you a human being? I am not a human being, Brahmin. Very interestingly, this must be discussed in greater length. Now we will discuss about who these beings that he tried to ask. Deva, we understand all the Devas. Gandhabba, who is a Gandhabba? Gandhabba,
Musician.
Musician.
a musician. That's a literal meaning of Gandhabba. But who is a Gandhabba? Gandhabba,
One of the four guardian kings. Of
Is
the,
it type of
Gan-
Yaka? Bhante?
there are 4 types of Deva in the first Deva,
yeah,
Chatu Maharajika.
yeah, satu.
There are Yakas, and there are Nagas, and there are Gandhabas. Who's the other group?
Kumbanda.
There are Kumbandas. So these are the 4 Deva groups that are living under the Chatu Maharajika. Now Gandhabba, they are under the Deva called Datarat. Datarat is one of the Devas, Viruda, Virupaka, Datarat, Vesavana. So they are responsible for the Dataratta Deva. Now Gandhabba, as you said, musician, people who are reborn in this Gandhabba sub-part of the Chatu Maharajika, they are very well, they are experts in playing instruments. They are musicians. Perhaps musicians in this world with some good karma may be reborn in this Gandhabba, sub-Gandhabba place of the Chatu Maharajika. Okay, I mean, it doesn't mean that all these musicians, have this immunity to be reborn there. But anyways, so here, what you call Panchasika is a Gandhabba. That's how Sakka sent him to entertain the Buddha. Panchasika's wife, Surya Vachasa, is also a Gandhabba. Surya Vachasa's father, Timbaru, is also a Gandhabba. There are many Gandhabas and like that. So, he was asking, Dona is asking, are you a Gandhabba? Because part of the Deva is it. And then, are you a Yakka? Are you a Yakka, sir? I'm not a Yakka. Who's a Yakka? It is also a kind of a Deva in the Chatu Maharaj. And we know about Yakkas, a lot of information about Yakkas.
Yes,
If you look
Alawaka
at,
Yaka.
yeah, pardon me?
No, Alawaka Yaka.
Alavaka Yakka, we discussed in our last discussion, our last Sutta discussion, not last, I mean, last Sutta. And then Artanatya Sutta explains about how the Yakkas, head Yakka, who is called as Vesavana or Kuvera, approached the Buddha and then asked the Buddha, Bhante, you have to advise your monks when they go to the forest to understand Artanatya Paritta. When they chant Artanatya Paritta, they are not having any attacks from the Yakkas. Right? That is why Artanatya Sutta was given. And I think that day we discussed, a lot of people, they misunderstand Artanatya in a way that monks chant Artanatya to chase the yakkas out of the place. It is not that kind of sutta. It is said that Vessavana approached the Buddha. Vessavana said, Bhante, the yakkas attacks are inevitable. So then you ask your monks to chant Artanati and understand what are the contexts about the different strengths of the yakkas. So yakkas cannot attack them. It's more to a kind of a survival sutta for the monks and nuns. Not that monks are going to chase them. Nuns are going to chase them. Anyways, it's a cultural understanding. Yakka, very powerful deva, kind of deva. And Buddha said, I'm not a yakka too. Human being. I'm not a normal human being. Human being. I am not a normal human being. Okay. And then the Buddha explained. When you are asked, could you be a deva, sir? You say, I won't be a deva Brahmin. When you ask, could you be a Gandhabba, sir? You say, I won't be a Gandhabba Brahmin. When you ask, could you be a yakka, sir? You say, I won't be a yakka Brahmin. When you are asked, could you be a human being, sir? You say, I won't be a human being. What then could you be, sir? Brahmin, I abandoned those asava, because of which I might have become a deva. I have cut them off at the root, made them like palm stumps, obliterated them so that they are no longer subject to future rising. This is why he is not a deva. Right? So that means in order for someone to become a deva, there are certain asavas. See the Pali text over here. So see that. Okay. Yesanko ahang brahmana asavanam appahinatta devo bhaveya. Te me asava pahina uchinna mula talavat kata anabhavam kata ayatim anupadam. That is what. Now that means devas are devas because they have not yet. This is interesting. You can see the both sides. Interesting. All right. But the translation has some issues. This translation is really interesting. Okay. So the Buddha is saying why I am not a deva, because devas have their asavas. I have cut them. I have abandoned. Why I am not a Gandhabba? I have abandoned those states asavas because of which I might have become a Gandhabba. So the same reason. I am not a yakka because I have cut all these asavas for becoming a yakka. I am not a human being because I have cut them off at the root, made them like palm stumps, and then no future rise. So now, what the Buddha says here is that because I have uprooted the ancillary incidental asavas that are making me becoming a yakka, Gandhabba, deva, manusa. I cannot be called as a human being. Now let's see, how does he present himself? Just as a blue, red or white lotus flower, though born in the water and grown up in the water, rises above the water and stands unsoiled by the water. Even so, though born in the world, I was born in the human world, grown up in the human world, I have overcome the world and dwell unsoiled or unsmeared by the world. Remember me, Brahmin, as a Buddha. Buddha means someone who was reborn as a normal human being, but then when I became the Buddha, I am not touching. The example is, it's kind of a lotus. The lotus is starting under the mud, but when the lotus is blue, the petals of the lotus does not touch the mud or the water, isn't it? When the lotus is blue, the petals don't touch the mud. In the same way, although I was rooted as a human being, but now I have awakened, I have overcome the world. I think it's an interesting way to say, have we overcome the world? Or the world has overcome us? Interesting, right? Has the world overcome us, or have we overcome the world? What is this world? Is it Oceania, North America, South America, Asia, India? What is this world? This is not the cosmological world, mental world. That means that internal mental world has overcome us all the time because of our raga, dosa, moha, lobha, dosa. But the Buddha says he has overcome that internal world, which has lobha, dosa, moha. An example is a lotus, how it was come out. And then he has a very interesting stanza. I have destroyed those stains by which I might have been reborn as a deva, Gandharva that travels through the sky, by which I might have reached the state of Yakka, or arrived back at the human state. I dispel and cut down these stains. This is I think I want to show you this Pali stanza from the Pali side. This is how he said, as a lovely white lotus is not soiled by the mood. I am not soiled by the world. Therefore, O Brahmin, I am a Buddha. Let's go and see the Pali stanza here. I remember Pundarikang Yatha Vakhu. The same, yeah. Pundarikang Yatha Vakhu Toena Nupalipati. Nupal Lipami Lokena Tasma Buddhos Brahmin. Right? It's like a lotus. Although it was rooted under the water, but now the petals don't touch the mud, touch the water. It is unsmeared. It is unsoiled. All right, now you understand why he is the Buddha. And there is another stanza to understand who the Buddha is. Abhinyayam abhinyatan bhave tabbam bhavatam pahatabbam pahinante tasma buddhosmi brahma. Abhinyayam abhinyatan means I have understood what is to be understood. Bhave tabbam bhavatam, I have developed what is to be developed. Pahatabbam pahinante, I have given up what is to be given up. That is why I am the Buddha. Okay, so that is why we understand the Pali, what do you call, great quality called Buddha. Okay, any question about this quality called Buddha?
Bhante, you explained the second quality just now. The Abhin.
Abhinyayam abhinyata.
uh,
Maybe I think a little bit Pali is involved. Maybe I can
English.
I can drop it as a message in the group. Is it better, right?
Yeah.
But for the moment, just understand. Abhinyayam abhinyatan. I have understood or realized what is to be realized.
Okay.
Bhave tabbancha bhavitan. I have developed what is to be developed. And paha tabbang pahinan. I have overcome or given up what is to be given up. Tanha, know that. Tasma buddhosmi brahma. Therefore, I am the Buddha.
Thank you,
It's a very
Bhante.
interesting way to look at it, actually. Whole understanding about the Buddha. But on the other hand, the Pali word Buddha is a generic word to all the Arahants as well. Arahants, Pacceka Buddhas, Samma Sambuddhas. But it is also a great quality, we take it for the Buddha. We call the Arahants as Arahanta Buddha, then Pacceka Buddha, then Samma Sambuddha. It's a generic, at certain times, it is a generic appellation to Arahants, all the Arahants too. And the literal meaning of Buddha, literal meaning, how do we understand that? You know the Buddhist, the English word Buddhist, they should come from Buddha. Similar. Butch means to awaken. The literal meaning of Buddha means to butch. I have to double check that again. Let's see.
Bhante, to be awakened from the deep sleep or what? To
Yeah,
be
that is what we are going to discuss. I'm going to make sure the root, the verb root of
Yeah.
butch.
B-U-D-H.
Yeah, butch.
To be awakened.
Yes, butch. Butch to awaken.
How
Now,
to spell Bhante?
B-U-D-H.
yeah,
The root. The root.
B-U-D-H, yeah.
Yeah, the root B-U-D-H.
Only one D, yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, Bujjati. We call Bujjati. Bujjati is to awake. When the Bodhisattva got his precise statement from the Dipankara Buddha, he said, Buddho so bodhaya dhamma, they say. I don't want to become an arahant. I want to become samma sambuddha, bodhaya. I want to awaken the people. Now, what is the awakening? Forget about the enlightenment. The English word enlightenment. It's a loaded word, actually. Philosophy. Awakening. Are we awakened in our life? Are we awakened?
No.
No, we get up early morning. Not early morning. Some people are not even morning people. They are not even waking up. Anyway, we are normally getting up. From what? From 7 hours, at least 6 hours sleep. Right? We are waking up. And then sometimes we take time to get up too. But let's say we are getting up from the bed after 7 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. What is this awakening, getting up? This getting up means we have to wake up from the akusalas. That is why you are called a Buddhist. The true meaning of being a Buddhist means you are someone who has already got up from the sleep of these akusalas. Let's say you have not yet awakened, got up, at least you are trying to awaken, trying to get up from that sleep. That is what makes you a Buddhist. A Buddhist is not just someone who is doing outside things. So the meaning of the Pali word Buddha means the one who has already awakened and then teach that path to other people, to awaken other people. Right? When the Buddha is talking to people, he's awakening, he's trying to get them out of their akusala sleep. There are some people who has not even got Dhamma for 70 years, 60 years. Their hairs are becoming white. Their skin is getting wrinkles. No Dhamma has gone to their life. They are in permanent sleep. Right? At least there is an instant Dhamma hit from somebody. I had to wake up, get up. Something wrong in my life. That instant Dharma hit has to come from somebody, from a monk or a book or something. So this Bujjati, I would say maybe the Bodhayati, is something called that we are awakening from that akusala sleep. Okay? So Buddha is doing that, done it. And the last quality is Bhagava. Let me tell you something about Bhagava. I think I have explained that long time ago. Bhagava is the most respected term that we use for the Buddha. You see any sutta, Buddha is called as Bhagava, not Buddha. Bhagava. But the popular term for the Buddha, the Buddha is Buddha, Pali word Buddha. But normally when anybody approaches the Buddha, they call the Buddha as Bhagava. Bhagava. What does Bhagava mean? Bhagava. Let me tell you certain things before we get into this thing. What does this Pali word mean? Now this is Bhagava, right? We discussed that later. Okay, so then
A missing. Bhagava.
okay, there's an A missing. Bhagava. Then
Bhaga.
Bhagini.
Bhagini.
Who is Bhagini?
Huh?
Bhagini. There is also Bhag. Not Bhag, huh? Don't misunderstand. No Bhag here. Bhagava. Bhagini means the blessed woman. Who is the blessed woman?
The sister.
Sister. Bhagini in Pali, Bhagini means
Sister.
sister. Nobody calls you Bhagini, right? Has anybody called you Bhagini? Right? Everybody call you sister, sister like this. Bhagini, that means the blessed woman. Bhagini. And Bhata is the brother. Bhata. BH, this one. Then Bhagini is the sister. Then here, we're gonna do like this better. Maybe I'm gonna use this one much better, I think. Bhagini, sister. Then Bhata,
Brother.
brother. Now we come to Bhagava. Okay. And I'm going to use some bracketical marks over here. Bhata. Okay. Here there is a PH. Bhagava.
Bhagawa is an epithet given for Buddhas, right? Bhante?
This is an epithet called it blessed one. Okay. But this is not yet clear. Why we call Buddha as the blessed one? Yes, he definitely is the blessed one by default. But how do we understand this Bhagava? It is said that he is Bhagava because he has Bhagga. There's a Pali word called Bhagga. Go see this Pali word here. Bhagga means uprooting. Maybe I'm going to search it and I'm going to show you. The Pali word Bhagga. Yeah, I'm going to show you this way. It comes from Banjati. Banjati is a, you can see over here. Okay. You can see Bhagga. Bhagga means it is a past participle of Banjati. Banjati, I would take it as uproot. Uprooted. These are simple translate, broken, destroyed. So Bhagga means he has uprooted Raga, Dosa, and more. It is because of this Bhagga, which comes from Banjati, uproot. It's a past part. Bhagga means a past participle of Banjati. We call the Buddha as Bhagava. That means he has uprooted Raga, Dosa. Can you tell me what is uprooting in Buddhism?
Eradicated.
Eradication.
Now,
What are you doing in your meditation practice every day? Tell me. Are you all doing a meditation practice every day at least for 5 minutes? Are you? It doesn't matter, right? I know Dhamma, so it doesn't matter. Is it? Oh, I'm busy. So we normally ask everyone to practice at least a walking meditation. You cannot sit down. Just walk a little bit in your house. When you walk slowly, you can concentrate, you can calm yourself.
Yes.
Now, when I conduct these student retreats, they cannot sit down and meditate. A lot of people, a lot of students, because they have a lot of plans in their mind. A lot of thoughts come to them. Normally, it's difficult for many. They can sometimes. But when I ask them to practice walking meditation, they feel very good. Those people who cannot sit down and meditate, they can definitely feel walking meditation good. Let's say you do either a walking meditation or a sitting meditation, at least 5 minutes, at least. You don't have to do half an hour, 20 minutes. You don't have to. You can do, but sometimes if you're going to do a lot of like over meditations, you feel bored about it. You have to keep the interest. So, what are you doing in that meditation every day if you are doing as such? You want to watch your thoughts. Whenever you watch your thoughts, you will understand what is happening in your inner places. When you understand yourself with your thoughts, you will try to overcome those akusala mental states, at least for a short time. Is it uprooting or temporarily suspending, withholding your akusalas? Tell me. Is it a temporary withholding or an uprooting? It's a temporary activity.
Temporary. Yeah.
It's a temporary activity. That means, depending on what are happening during the day, depending on the conditions, you might be maintaining your kusala states, or you might be struggling a lot. Sometimes there are people who are always blaming other people. You know, I was such a calm person in the morning, but because you talked to me today early morning, all these, they are making culprits in the household. Anyways, so people are not uprooting, but people are withholding their kusala states even for us. It is good. At least you know there is something wrong within me. At least I have to do an effort for this. But Buddha has uprooted. Right? The Buddha has uprooted. No monk, no arahant has uprooted. That's a very interesting state. We don't call that they have bhagga. They have bhagga. They have finished their sansari. This doesn't mean that they have akusalas. There are some arahants who still have their past habits happening in their arahant life.
Yes.
So they are not Bhagava. They cannot become Bhagava. Let me tell you a nice example for this. There was a monk called Pilindivacha Arahant, but he was a Brahmin for many lifetimes. Because of that, he talks to people in an insulting way. His way of talking is, hello, outcast, how are you doing today? Outcast. People are not happy about it. Why you call me outcast? Because you are bald-headed. You are outcast. Just because I'm bald-headed, you can't call me outcast. But one day he was talking to a mango seller. Then he asked, he was very curious. This Arahant is very curious. Wherever he goes, he troubles people. What is inside of your car? What are you doing? Kind of noisy. And then the mango seller was not happy for being called him as an outcast. He said, he lied to him. He lied to the monk, Arahant monk, Pilindivacha. Because he lied to the Arahant Pilindivacha, the mangoes became the name of the fruit he said to the Arahant. Because Arahants are not talking in a bad negative thought. It is because of the sansaric things he or she is going to talk like that. That's why we have to understand, although Arahants have eradicated all the akusalas, but still their past habits are continuing. We call them vasana. Let me write that for you. Vasana. See here, extremely vasana. What does vasana mean? Sansaric habits.
Bhante, is it the same as latent tendencies?
Latent tendencies are there for all of us. We all have latent tendencies, but some have formed some habits from many past lifetimes.
Oh, okay.
So definitely they are within our latent tendencies.
Yeah.
They are operating, functioning within these latent tendencies. But these are habits which we have formed not in this life.
Okay.
Say, for instance, one day when the Buddha was giving a Dhamma talk, he saw a couple of people doing different things while listening to the Dhamma talk. He said, look at those people who are scratching the floor of the Dhamma hole. You know who they are? The Buddha is asking them. These people, they have become millipedes, centipedes in previous life, many lifetimes. So they cannot stop not doing that in this, even after coming to the Dhamma talk. Scratching all the time. Not the body, scratching the floor. And he saw there were some other people who were looking up all the time, not the speakers, not the ceiling of the Dhamma house. Look at these people. They have become astrologers, soothsayers, astrologers in previous life. So at that time, astrology is not that looking at certain planets on the books and then soothsaying. At that time, they have to go out and look at the sky. They are doing the same thing now in the Dhamma home. And then there were some others, when they were listening to Dhamma talk, they were plucking the leaves of certain flower pots that were kept in the Dhamma preaching home. Who are they? They were monkeys for many lifetimes. They can't even stop not doing it here. They were trying to, you know what they are doing. So that means we all have to understand sansaric habits, right? They were not here. We have been having that for many lifetimes. Okay, the time is going very fast. So Bhagga means the Buddha has uprooted Ragadosa, including Vasana. He has no Vasana. That is why we say Savasana. Buddha has uprooted asavas, kilesas, inclusive of all the Vasana, but not Arahants. That's why he has Bhagga. All right, so we discussed about Sattha Deva Manusaram. He said he's the perfect teacher for the Deva and then the humans. And then he's the Buddha because he has realized what is to be realized. He has developed what is to be developed. He has given up, overcome what is to be given up, overcome. That is why he is the Buddha. And we understood that he is a human being, but not a normal human being. He's an extraordinary human being, just as a lotus that is blooming below the muddy surface. And Bhagava means he has uprooted Lobha Dosa Moha, so that he will have no even any sansaric vasana qualities. Vasana. All right. Any questions about today?
Bhante,
Buddha? Yes.
so you mentioned, I understand about these habitual tendencies that arahants have because of their samsaric habits.
No, we all have. We all
Yes,
have.
I know,
Arahants also have. Yes.
Yes, arahant versus the Buddha doesn't have,
Yes.
right? But then when we define the word arahant, isn't arahant is one who have eradicated all defilements?
Yes.
Is this
But
definition correct?
but not the vasana. Not the
Okay.
vasana habits. Not the vasana habits. Only the defilement. So that's why I said you cannot bring them to the latent tendencies, because arahants have cleared all the tendencies.
Yes.
Arahants have already cleared all the tendencies. Latent tendencies. They are not latent tendencies. They are habits that we have formed during many billions, trillions of lifetimes.
Okay. And these habits are not considered as defilements. Yeah. Not classified as defilements.
They are not initially defilement. They are habits.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's yeah. Thank you, Bhante.
It is like you have a fracture. You have a certain how do you call that? A stitch over your shoulder. Even you have taken it out, you feel that your hand wants to be in the same position, because these are habits that have been coming. But they don't necessarily negative, but
Yes, I know.
sometimes unpleasant. Okay?
Yes.
Sometimes they are unpleasant. They are not environmental problem. They are not genetic problem. Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes there are kids whose parents are very good. Genetically, they are very good. Environment also very good, but they are not good. Why is it? Because just because they were born to this family, it doesn't mean that they are good. They have been carrying certain things from their past. Opposite also can be, vice versa. There can be a good person too, that kind of a negative things. All right, any questions?
Then all the Putujanas who have a wrong interpretation, and then they will comment about the Arahant. How come the Arahant like that? Because you do not understand this.
This is not a problem with the Arahants.
I
Arahants
know.
have stopped their sansaric life. They are good, all good,
Correct.
all good to
Yeah.
finish their all the
But
sansaric.
ordinary lay people who watch the behavior, they don't understand. So they will give
That
wrong
Pilindi
comment.
Vacha, Arahant Pilindi Vacha story, that seller, mango seller, did not
Correct.
understand. He thought this monk insulted me.
Yeah.
But he had no intention. Interestingly, the monk
Correct.
had no intention to insult him. It was just his way.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Any questions? We'll take one more minute. And today we are finalizing the Buddha's great qualities. We are going to Dhamma's great qualities next. Right. Yes, Baba, you have a question, please.
But coming back to the Vinaya rules, I was very impressed with the Buddha's way of handling problems when lay people brought up issues to him, like Visakha, an elderly woman who is always helping out. And so some of the rules are made by what Visakha brought out, and Bhante, the Buddha really agreed to some of them, and he introduced.
He was listening to people,
Yes,
considering
yes,
people
he
requests.
listened to
Yeah.
people, right? So that makes him very great teacher.
Yeah, I think a monk who is running a temple, he has to listen to some considerations from not even a monk, anybody. Leadership always has to listen to the concerns, criticism. The criticism has to be constructive so that they can grow well. Otherwise, no, I'm not going to listen to you. You guys are from the lower management, middle management. We are from the top management.
Right.
It's always a top note, approach to the head. I think we have to. That's why we understand leadership qualities. Yes, Tisilin?
Bhante, I suggest you consider writing a book on the 24 qualities. Because the 24 qualities are very basic and very important for the lay people to understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, Sayale Sutila has made such a book.
Yeah, in fact, I run the course on behalf of Sayale Susila. Okay, but Bhante,
really?
Yeah, I already run a few rounds already, but that was a few years ago.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay, but Bhante's explanation is
to you.
at a different depth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Different level. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions about these 9 great qualities? All right. It seems that there are no questions at this point. So what is happening now? Let me go to the Sutta just for a while, just to show you what's happening. How do we make the teaching construction to the next one, connection? Now we are here. Itipiso Bhagava Arahan Samma Sambuddho Vidyacharana Sampan Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Pulsadam Sarati Sattha Devamanusana Buddha Bhagavati. Now what the Buddha says is Mamam Hivo Bhikkhave Anusaratam. When you contemplate about these 9 great qualities about me, Yang Bhavisati Bhayangva, should there arise any fear, Chambitatangva, any terror, Lomahansoa, any horripilation, those negative emotions will be stopped, will be overcome because of this. But sometimes it might not be. Then you have to go to the dark. This is where we are going to make the connection from next Friday. All right?
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay, so we are going to now share all these good karmas. May all the good karmas we be making today by learning about the last 3 great qualities about the Buddha, and then overall the 9 great qualities in the Dhajagga Sutta. be transferred to all the departed ones who passed away in the name of all of us. May they be well and happy. May they attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idammi ñātinang hūtu sukita huntu ñātayu. Idammi ñātinang hūtu sukita huntu ñātayu. Idammi ñātinang hūtu sukita huntu ñātayu. At the same time, may Devanaka Mahidika share all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they protect and bless all of us for good health, quality of life, prosperity, and safety. May they protect all of us for our Dhamma journey. May they protect the Sambuddha Sasana, Buddha Sasana as well. May they finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampradang sabbe deva anumodantu sabbasang patti siddhya. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampradang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabbasang patti siddhya. Ittavata cha ammehi sambatang punya sampradang sabbe satta anumodantu sabbasang patti siddhya. Aka sattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahindika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu lokasasanam. Aka sattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahindika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu desanam. Aka sattha cha bhummattha devanaga mahindika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu mang paranti chirang rakhantu mang sadanti. Also, in the sansaric journey, may we be able to be in the company of Kalyana Mittas. We understand Kalyana Mittas always support us to deepen, maintain, sustain our Dhamma practice. Imina punya kamina mami bala samagamu satang samagamu yavanimbana pattaya. Finally, may all the good karmas we will be making today by learning about the Buddha's 9 great qualities be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana silissa nichang vaddha pachāinu chattaru dhamma vaddhanti ayuvannu sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati samicchatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With that, our Sutta discussion for today is going to end. Wishing you a good night. We'll be seeing you next Friday at the same
Thank
time.
you very much, Bhante.
Thank you very much,
Sadhu,
Bhante.
sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you.
Thank
Sadhu,
you,
sadhu.
Bhante.
Next week.
Good
Thank you,
night.
Bhante. Good night, Bhante.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.